Well, good things are happening at the garden. Welcome, a very warm welcome here to Austin, Texas. I'm Brian, also known by the moniker of the left field gardener. Kind of because I do some quirky things in gardening and I don't have a pickup truck. So anyway, welcome. I would like to encourage you to consider gardening this year. This is a great time to get gardening, to add food to your pantry and to your fridge, and encourage you to just get any frustrations you might have and energy that you have, and just get them into the dirt and start growing your own food. And here in Texas, we do have a very mild winter, so I've been enjoying growing my most productive vegetable garden of the year over the past 4 or 5 months. Right now is when I'm harvesting a lot of my stuff, and it's been exciting. Meet lots of interesting people, get my hands in the soil, and I actually work off a few calories in the meantime. So anyway, I hope to encourage you to do that. But if you just want to sit back and relax and just watch, we're going to try to show how my gardening is doing every week, and just to give you an update and maybe share a few tips on how you can grow your own things. And I would really like to also reach out to anyone considering starting a new garden. So, all right, let's take a tour. Okay, so one of the fun things about gardening here is that I congregate with fellow gardeners from time to time, and everybody has a different thing that they've got going. You know, for bees and butterflies, some gardeners include flowers in their beds. It's always good to attract bees, especially when the bees do a lot of the work. They get your vegetables producing from the flower, and also just for ornamental purposes. Now, this is a beautiful poppy here, so it's definitely not going to grow into a vegetable, but it does perk up the place a little bit, doesn't it? All right, let's check it out. All right, so here we are in front of my plot here at the community garden. It is in flux right now. I'm taking out some of my winter vegetables, and I am starting to put in my summer vegetables, but I'm really excited about this because it looks good right now, and every time we put in a new plant or sow a new type of seed, it gives me something to look forward to in a few weeks and a few months, especially as it fills in. Take a look at the Swiss chard. I planted this back in September, and I've been eating this all winter long, and it is at its peak right now, and I really enjoy it. This is not my favorite green, but man, it packs a punch. You really get a lot of nutrients out of eating this. It is super easy to grow, and it's tough. Even here in Central Texas, where we have really tough summers, everyone knows Texas is hot during the summer, and I can't tell you, it really gets unbearable at times, but the Swiss chard still produces in the summertime. So I look forward to having this all the way until maybe July and August. Let's take a look at the tomatoes. I put these in Valentine's Day. Down here, our average last frost is March 3rd. And so Valentine's Day being a few weeks before that, I had to insulate them with some water-filled insulators. And I'll show you on another episode of what those look like. They really work well. So I have a variety of different tomatoes in here, and I just tossed in a little bit of Epsom salts when I planted them, just to acidify and add sulfur to the soil, which the tomatoes like. I've got them staked down with these ugly cages, but you know what? I made them out of chicken wire, or I think it's chicken wire, years ago, and over the years, one time they got squashed, and I just pulled them back out. And now they're frumpy looking, but they're effective. And they really do a good job of keeping the squirrels out. Sometimes I have to worry about squirrels getting in here and eating the tomatoes. So yeah, this is really exciting stuff. Tomatoes are the crop that I look forward to the most. And that's probably true with a lot of y'all. So also you can see interspersed with the tomatoes, I've got onions growing. I'm trying to get as much bang for my buck for the limited amount of space I have here at the community garden. So as the tomatoes fill in, these onions will start to be ready to be pulled here in another month or two, hopefully. Usually by June I pull all of them out, but you can also pull them out early too if you want smaller onions. Over here I've got, this is one of my favorite crops to grow because even though I have lots of enthusiasm about gardening, there are some vegetables that don't require a lot of work, and so I'll take some vegetables over ones that do require a lot of work just because, you know, they do the work for me. They grow without a lot of attention. These beets right here, I grow primarily for the leaves. They're beautiful leaves, they're full of antioxidants, and like I mentioned, these are super easy to grow. You just toss them in, water them, and pull some of the weeds out, and you have beet greens and vegetables for months. One thing I really enjoy about this over spinach is that they taste fairly similar. They both have a very mild taste to them, and I can't eat spinach for dietary reasons, so this helps out quite a bit, and it's good to toss in salads, but it's also really good sauteed or tossed into pasta. It's very versatile, and I highly recommend that to any of you all who are considering gardening or starting out gardening. You can tuck it away in a flower bed. If you haven't put any herbicides down there or pesticides in that soil, this type of plant fills in very nicely with flowers and other shrubs around the house if you have lots of sun. Let's walk over to another variety of beets that I really encourage. These are Detroit beets. And you can see right here how dark and almost a burgundy color they are. If you want to boost your immune system, these antioxidants in here, this bright or deep red color is going to really make you healthier if you incorporate it into your diet. So again, these are Detroit red beets. They are so easy to grow. I grow them every year. More for the leaves, but the beet roots are also good too. I enjoy the beet roots. All right, if you look right here, and let's keep track of how this is going to look. This area I planted a few days ago. I put in some black-eyed peas. Black-eyed peas down here in Texas are super efficient. They are tough as nails when it comes to enduring heat. And here in about 3 months, it's going to be god-awful hot. And these will be producing, and I prefer to eat them green, like a pea, because they are nutritious that way. And I even will sometimes eat the shells too, depending on how tender they are. But they are very good to eat. They're very prolific. You can count on them to grow, and they're not susceptible to a lot of bugs and infestations. So anyway, so let's walk over to the end of the garden here and get a good look at it. And the next time I talk to y'all, things will be a little bit bigger, hopefully, and I will rotate out some things and harvest some things, so I'll keep you up to date on what's going on. Next, I want to take you over to the chickens and see how the girls are doing. So over the past week or so, I've been on vacation, and I've been down here at the garden every day. I need to get out of the house. Coronavirus and all the news is kind of limiting what a lot of people are doing these days. And so I've been doing reading, watching things. But one thing that I do that I absolutely love is getting on the fresh air, getting my hands in the soil. You can even still see some dirt that's underneath my fingernails. So I come down here, low risk activity. And one of my favorite things is to come over here and feed the chickens with scraps from my garden. And anyway, you can see a few things that we've tossed in and other people have tossed in from the garden. There's broccoli down there, there's orange rinds, there are all types of leafy vegetables. But today I'm a little bit sad because they're locked up before I could feed them these. But we can still see if we can tuck them in. We have 12 chickens at the community gardens co-op coop, or coop co-op, and they're a variety here, and they love to eat veggie scraps, especially tender leaves like these, the beet greens. And also, I don't think I can squeeze this in there, but this is a dandelion. They love dandelions. Who knew? So rather than having these things go to seed and go to waste and proliferate, it's always fun to just toss them in and see the girls peck at them. All right, let's see if I can squeeze in a few things in here. I think I'm allowed to do this, but I'm gonna, there we go. Here you go, girls. See what happens. Yeah, there they go. You know, sometimes people from the neighborhood will come down and just sit and watch the chickens eat, and you know, it's just kind of fun to do. It gets your mind off things, and it gives purpose to scraps. Like, you know, this leaf, something ate at this, some bug ate at it, or a bird or whatever. It's good to, you know, just toss in, because I'm not going to eat it. I don't think you would either, would you? All right. Well, that's it for today. I wish you well, and I want you to follow me and see how the garden's coming along, and maybe I can encourage you to start your own garden.